Life of an NFL reporter is easy.
Let's go.
Look at K-Mart. These two guys are going to start getting into it. They're mad.
Whoa, guys. Break it up, guys. Whoa.
Are we sure that you were breaking it up, or were you instigating?
Yeah, no,
throw a hand.
You know why?
Throw a hand.
You know why? Because I was like, listen, I'm on a deadline. I was trying to do a post-game interview with Deion Dawkins, and I was like, this whole fight is messing up my flow. Like,
you were in the back talking about, he all talk, Deion. He all talk.
He was talking about you all day.
Look at
Get him, A-Sean, as you said. He said, A-Sean.
Genuine look of concern. Whoa.
Pop that top, A-Sean, and take care of business. That was what Kimberley was saying. I know it.
I don't know much about anything.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
I say this.
They don't pay me enough, man.
I say this
as
as a person who has quite literally never been in a fight in my entire life.
Not a shock.
Can you fight when you lost 40-9?
No.
Like, is there
that was Deion's point.
Hold on.
40-9.
Is there a better time? I lost one, but I'm not going to lose two.
Ford got to 40-9. You should have fought a little more. Ford got to 40 when it was like 10-9.
That game was over. After the game,
This is game 2. Game 2 of the series.
I didn't mean to sideline us there with the etiquette question, but I thought it was interesting. All right, we're Get Up. We have a huge hour coming up. Eduardo Perez live from L.A. on the World Series. But let's start looking ahead to Week 9. We're on a Week 9 watch. Peter, what are you watching this week?
I know all eyes were on Lamar or Huntley, but gosh, I saw a thing that I recognized. That was a Ravens defense, and it showed up last weekend against the Chicago Bears. Ravens defense got Roquan Smith back. He looks tremendous. Alohi Gilman is now playing safety, meaning that Kyle Hamilton can be the chess piece we expect him to be. And when they needed it most, right here, Nate Wiggins made the play of the season, an interception that would lead to a touchdown. I don't know if it's Ed Reed and Suggs and Ray Lewis just yet, but I saw something that looked like a Ravens defense.
And they need it. Kmart, what are you watching Week 9?
Different AFC North team. Can the Steelers actually upset Jeff's Colts? This would be the kind of game that the Steelers would win, where we'd be like, wait, how did they just beat the Colts? This defense has been disappointing over the last 2 games. 922 yards given up in the last 2 games. They've given up 30 points 4 times, and they've only played 7 games. So they need, this is quite a test for them, but I'm going to be looking to see if they can pull it off.
It's a great weekend slate. That's a very interesting game. Neek, obviously, Casey and Buffalo. What are you watching for?
Oh, it's a measuring stick game for the Bills right now. I think they've had some surprising losses, and this defense has been kind of poor so far this season. But I think we forget all that if that O-line can pave the way in the rushing attack and they can get a win against Kansas City. We start to forgive some of those previous things, and I think they start to believe in themselves again. The way that this season started, the Bills were one of the favorites. They had an easy schedule. This offense was figured out. The defense will create turnovers. None of those things have kind of come to fruition as consistently as we expect from a good team.
So sometimes in sports conversation, we try and dumb things down, make it as simple as we can. Let's smart things up a little bit here. So you were a part of a rivalry that reminds me a lot of this, right? Chiefs, Bills, Allen, Mahomes. You were part of that. Colts, Patriots, Brady, Manning.
Yeah.
The playoff games, there were so many of them. And obviously those mean everything.
Right.
So what do the regular season games mean? I mean, beyond seeding, which we all understand is important.
It's still enormous.
What do they mean?
You're gleaning the information for what it's going to look like in the future, right? You're figuring out what's their weak spot and how are we going to exploit this, not only for that game, but in the future, right? Because you know it's about matchups. Like when you watch people play other opponents, you can't always take something because you don't do similar things. So you're seeing, hey, this is what they wanted. The Patriots, how they wanted to play Peyton Manning, right? They wanted to play rush 3, drop 8, or whatever their formula was for that time. That's what these teams have to see. And I would say from the Bills side, which is from the Colts side, when the Chiefs keep getting their number, right? The Patriots kept getting our number. We realized physicality in the run game were going to be kind of the way that we had to open that up. It would open up the pass game, but we had to be physical. That's what Buffalo has done. They go get a good offensive line. They got James Cook. You have to put pressure on them because not only are you being able to score points, but you're keeping Mahomes off the field. Very similar to how we had to play Tom Brady and that Patriots team.
I guess I get it, and all of that is great. What I'm trying to get at is the Bills keep beating them in the regular season and then losing in the playoffs. So I've got people. Chris Russo yesterday said the Bills need to win this game because Josh Allen, he never gets it done. But the point I'm trying to make here, as I take myself into a terrible Mad Dog imitation,
I thought it was pretty good.
It was good, Greeny. It was good.
if they beat them in the regular season, like I don't even know what psychological difference it makes. We keep beating them and then we keep losing.
However, what you're not asking is on the other side.
Okay, yeah.
If they lose to them.
Okay.
So I think that beating them consistently in a regular season does help. It's something.
Yes.
It's better than losing to them in the regular season. And to Jeff's point, you learn what they think of you.
Right.
Because you see, you get a look at their entire game plan. You learn where they think you're weak, how they think they can take advantage of you. And that gives you, I think, the advantage going into the postseason. It hasn't worked out for them for whatever reason. We can go back to those games and point to single plays here and there.
That's right.
It's not because the Chiefs were like definitively better than them every single time. And I think part of that, being able to be competitive in those situations, comes from showing yourself and showing them that we can beat you.
You were with the Bills last week and you were there trying to break up a fight.
Yeah.
Were they already talking about Kansas City?
No. A lot of guys in the locker room, I talked to Dion on the field about, how critical was it to get this win as you turn the page and look at Kansas City. He's like, we're not even focused on Kansas City right now. Obviously, you know that their whole season is we're looking at Kansas City.
Right.
But here's the thing. Going into that game, I talked to players like Greg Russo about their run defense and how they were second worst in the NFL in stopping the run, and they were going up against Rico Dowdle, who to that point had been a monster. Well, they shut them down, and two guys, Larry Ogunjobi and Michael Hoyt, came off of suspension to join the Bills' defensive line, and that did do something. Now they've lost Ed Oliver. So when you're looking at the pieces that they have, their run defense isn't fixed, but I was encouraged based off of how they performed, and then you add in the James Cook element. They're 10-1 when James Cook goes over 100 yards.
Be shocked if. Kimberly Martin, let's begin in Philadelphia. Would K-Mart be shocked if the Eagles traded A.J. Brown?
Greeny, I would be shocked if this trade happens now. Now, I talked to a GM this week who said, based on the conversations he's had with people close to the situation, how he knows that a divorce needs to happen. However, he's trying to get through the season, and this is something that can be done in the spring. So I don't see A.J. Brown long for Philly in the long term, but for right now, he's there, and they're going to try to win a Super Bowl.
Quick reaction, Lewis. What do you make of this whole thing?
Yeah, look, AJ just isn't happy, man. But I think right now you shouldn't be in the business of getting rid of game changers like this.
Right.
And I think, especially when you're in the middle of a Super Bowl run, obviously. I think Kimberly's nailed this. This is an off-season move, but it's going to happen more than likely.
Let's get to the next one here. It's in the interest of time. Kmart, would you be shocked if Brian Daboll is back next season as head coach of the Giants?
Shockingly not, I would not be shocked if he is back. You know why? He's got his guy. He's got his Josh Allen here, Jackson Dart. The fans love him. The players love him. And losing their two key offensive weapons in Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatteraboo. Like Daboll right now, he had this team rolling for a bit. I just think those injuries give him some cushion and reasoning as to why it makes sense to keep him.
What do you think?
Honestly, I'd be shocked if he's not back, because I think that the coach or teams are probably scared when you have a quarterback that's playing well, an offensive-minded head coach. Changing that is a little bit risky. Unless the rest of the season goes really poorly, I'd be shocked if they don't bring him back.
All right, last one. Kmart, would you be shocked if Lamar Jackson leads the Ravens to the AFC North title?
Greeny, I would not be shocked. You said it earlier. Somebody's got to win this division, right? And the Steelers have not laid claim to it. They had all the reasons to claim this division early, and they're letting it slip. Lamar is back. He's excited. He's gotten those ping pong tables out the locker room, said we are focused, we are ready, and we're coming. So I would not be shocked.
Jeff, let me show you something. B-22. I know how you love B-22.
Yep, B-22.
The Ravens have 2 wins on the season. With those 2 wins, they are odds-on favorites to win this division.
It's wild.
For those of you who don't speak gambling, that is ESPN Bet Sportsbook telling you there is a better chance than not that the Ravens at 2-5 win the division. They still have both their games with the Steelers coming up, weeks 14 and 18.
How big was that win for them last week?
I mean, we said last week, it's either going to be the beginning or the end of their season. Was it the beginning?
It's the beginning. And that, if you're a Steelers fan, it makes you sick, right? Because you had every opportunity to put this one out, and you didn't. And Lamar coming back, but I think the bigger issue for me is the defense is starting to improve. Now, they still have to improve significantly more. I'm not getting crazy about them yet, but as they continue to move forward with Lamar, Derrick Henry, they can be explosive offensively. That means their defense just kind of has to hold serve. They don't got to be totally dominant. That's where it matters.
This is your team, Nick. I mean, your son's got the Lamar jersey ready to go.
Yeah.
Are they going on a run?
He's taking the Lamar jersey back out. He's putting it back on. Yeah, hung it up.
He hit that thing for a little
hung
bit.
it up for a couple weeks. We was looking at some Jaden jerseys coming around, but he put it back on. But yeah, no, I think their defense is not just the Bears game. Their defense played well against a very, very good Rams team, which was impressive. And I think the rest of their schedule going forward looks easier than the Steelers' schedule going forward. So I think I have confidence. Like, this team is not very different. Matabike is not coming back. Their defensive tackle, that hurts. But they still have so many pieces, and Wiggins is playing so much better at corner, which gives them so much flexibility defensively. I think this team, they're going to only get better and gain confidence as they beat up on some of these teams the rest of these guys.
They got it.
I mean, the defensive end got a sack last week. Green, he's getting
Look, I understand they've had some injuries, but when this season began, they were a very popular, maybe the most popular pick to win the AFC, and I had everybody telling me they're the most talented roster in the NFL. So, I mean, are they getting back to that? This is not a team that's about winning divisions.
Right.
I know they have to do that before they can do anything else. But they need to play themselves into Super Bowl contender category, right?
Yeah. I don't know if defensively how much more progress they can actually make without having the kind of personnel that they were projected to have at the beginning of the season.
Right.
Look, Matabike not being there is huge. They have some holes in the middle of the defense. We saw early on in the season that offensively they can be as explosive as they've ever been. But then they start having things happen to them, like happened with Derrick Henry as far as ball security, right? There's always those kind of weird things that makes it feel like this isn't their season.
But
those are the weird things about this team that I can't quite put my finger on. I don't like being the person who says, I'll believe it when I see it. But with Baltimore, I can't really call it right now. I don't know how it's going to look for them over the next 9 weeks.
But you know what's interesting? If you're Baltimore, you're like, are you really expecting 3 Derrick Henry fumbles and critical points?
I was never expecting
Right, exactly. But would you expect that we'd still at 1-5 or 2 and whatever they are, that we still actually have a shot at the division? Like, if you're Baltimore and Lamar Jackson hasn't played in multiple games and he's coming back, you're sitting there like, oh, actually, this division can still be ours for the taking. It doesn't matter.
But like, they need to really go on a huge run here and really have like
Their
a clean
schedule
sweep and
allows
run
it,
the
though.
table.
Yeah.
And look, this isn't a football team, quite honestly, that has always lived up to expectations when the pressure's been on them.
Right.
When the spotlight. So there's a lot to answer there for them. That's why I'm just not comfortable making any proclamation.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you'll feel a lot more comfortable if Lamar picks up where he left off. Because at the beginning of the season, and I know the offense was explosive but not consistent, which is rare for an offense that has Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. They weren't running the ball as well as you thought that they should. I think those things will come back. And this team, the defense will look better when they get a little bit more
100%.
offensive support. I think as the weeks go on, we're going to start to buy back into the Ravens, and then we're going to have the same expectations that we have them every year, and we're going to find out when we get to the
Facts are, man, it's all based on Lamar, man. It sounds so cliche, but like how well he plays, he carries that thing. He opens it up for Derrick Henry. He allows all those things to happen. Without him, he is going to be the guy. He's the catalyst. If he plays well, gets back to week,
get better.
Yeah, everything gets better.
I hope he can play some defensive tackle.
Me too.